Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have some drama as Eminem and Mariah Carey fans clashed on Twitter for what may be the last time, at least till the end of 2023, due to a recent report from Spotify, and we'll get to more on this in a bit. Today we also have more from Dr. Dre that sparked some debate when news hit the web that he's looking to sell some of his music catalog. And today we also have more from 50 Cent, who recently addressed his critics, those who claim he only had one notable album in his career. And 50's rebuttal is hilarious. And before we dive in, here's an interesting fact about Eminem in 2022 from the United Kingdom. He earned 18 new certifications in the country, including some notable updates, Curtain Call 9 times platinum, and MMLP also hit this milestone 3 months later in 2022. And to top it off, Curtain Call that released in 2005 ended 2022 as the best-selling hip-hop album by a huge margin in the United Kingdom. And here's an accurate depiction of Eminem when publications like Complex joined the quote hip-hop heads on social media who claim his hits did not age well. And on to the main topics today. We'll start with news about Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre selling music assets to Universal Music and Shamrock. The combined deals, estimated at around $200 million total, marks an acceleration of a run on hip-hop assets. And via the report, the assets include mainly passive income streams, according to those sources, such as artist royalties from 2 of his solo albums, and his share of NWA artist royalties, his producer royalties, and the writer's share of his song catalog, where he doesn't own publishing, which may include the writer's share of songs on his The Chronic album, which is published by Sony Music Publishing. And the deal reportedly ties in some of his share of Kendrick Lamar's music. It adds, the latter Dre-owned assets that are said to be headed to UMG include the ownership of the master recording of his first solo album The Chronic, which is scheduled to revert from Death Row Entertainment to Dre in August of this year, his share of an Aftermath/Interscope joint venture with the Top Dog label for Kendrick Lamar releases through that deal. And this news has sparked some debates on the reports related to black ownership in the industry, which reminds me of when streaming service Tidal was marketed using this premise, only for this to happen back in 2021. Jay-Z sells majority stake in Tidal music streaming service to Jack Dorsey's Square. Back then, some found this to be like a bait and switch type scenario, and now on the Hip Hop DX's report, you can find these debates. Some believe not a bad deal. Dre would be unlikely to make anywhere near $200 million in royalties from those old albums in the rest of his lifetime on Earth. Sell them off and take the money while you can. While on the other end, you can see takes like funny watching black people talk ownership so loudly the last decade, just to sell all your ish off to white groups. You won't need the money, but guess who will be banking off your ish the next 100 years? Not the creators' kids and grandkids, because they willingly sold it. Well, we have no idea why Dre's choosing to sell, but what are your thoughts? Good deal or bad deal? Moving on to the next point, 50 Cent is well aware of the criticism he gets from those who believe he had only one notable album, that is, Get Rich or Die Trying. And 50 responded to these claims in the interview with Big Boy recently.
If you sell 13 million records around the world, in the period that I'm doing that, there's nobody that is doing it outside of Eminem himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Marshall Mathers thing. And he didn't tour. He didn't go out as much as I did. And then we come back the next album, I dropped 3 albums. After that album, I dropped Beg for Mercy, Lloyd Banks solo, and then Games album before I came back with The Massacre.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And that one sold 10 million records. And then they'll say there was only one album, but that's because they want to forget that.
Right.
That run is very uncomfortable.
And not gonna lie, even Jay-Z admitted that he warned his associates about the run that 50 was talking about.
Y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And, 4 months later in the club hit and it was over.
Moving on, back in late December around Christmas, Mariah Carey fans were celebrating when she outstreamed Eminem and surpassed him based on monthly listeners. And back then, we covered this story when some claimed Eminem went out sad. But when it came to overall daily streams, it was short-lived, as she only managed to outstream Eminem for 2 days in the entire 2022. And now when it comes to monthly listeners, this happened a few hours ago. Eminem has surpassed Mariah Carey, making him the pre-2000 solo artist with the most monthly listeners on Spotify. Goat emoji. So, it's gone from Eminem went out sad to hibernation for Mariah in a couple of days, hence reactions like Christmas Merchant couldn't even last 20 days. The free fall is only gonna get worse roughly 28 days after Christmas, and those interested in these debates will have to wait till December 2023 for the next round. I admit it was fun reading replies during Christmas about how Mariah ended him easily. And now a user concludes, see ya next Christmas, bye. That will be all for today. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and see you on the next one.